What about a pork times 2? We took a pork loin, opened it up, then we stuffed it full of goodies. We folded it back up, then we wrapped it in bacon, then we smoked it. I think it's coming out fantastic. Alrighty, fantastic dish lined up. Made this several times in the past, never on video. Matter of fact, I have not made this since we started our YouTube journey. We changed this scenery around a little bit. It's a beautiful snow scare in East Tennessee. We're expecting anywhere between 2 and 6 inches. So I thought you guys would like to enjoy the weather just as much as we do because we don't get it often, okay? So first things first, we have our pork loin here. Then I'm gonna show you how to open up, butterfly, flatten out, and all that fun stuff. But star of the show, the caramelized onion. So we need to get that started. Simply enough, we're gonna slice this onion thin, put it on the stove, add a pat of butter, and slowly cook it until it gets that nice light golden brown. Set it off the side, let it cool, and while it's cooling, we can do our pork roast. Alrighty, what we have here is a half of a pork loin. So easy. It's all about confidence. Didn't you say one time on one of your videos, if you have confidence, you can do anything?
Can-do attitude, baby.
Can-do attitude.
Hey, I feel like if you're confident in what you're doing, you know, that's half the battle. You can do anything with a can-do attitude.
Simply enough, we're gonna take the fat and the silver skin off. You can see right here, we got fat and silver skin right there. So let's just get all of it off. You're just using that knife blade to work up, not down. If you cut down, you have the tendency to cut into the meat. So this silver skin is so strong that as long as you use a knife blade and go up on the meat, you kind of just peel it away as you go. Did you know our Indian people used to use this as the string for bow and arrow? They would draw it out and twist it. Did you know that? You didn't know that?
I did not.
That's how strong it is. Make it cut into strips, twist it, draw it out, and that's how they make their old school bow and arrows. They actually used to use this to tie the heads to the arrows as well. And as you see here, all of it's taken off. We're looking good. The biggest mistake I see when I try to teach people and or other people in the family's done it since I've done it, and they try to replicate it, is their first cut. Your first cut is the most important cut, period, because that's how deep you go, okay? So we're literally just gonna eyeball it here. Doesn't matter where you start, and you're only gonna go about the width of the knife, right? So if you had a chef's knife, it's way too thick. So you're only gonna cut about that deep. And you want to stay about that thickness all the way through it. Doesn't matter if it's perfectly cut, you'll have some overlapping. You're basically just looking to fillet this open. But you want to try to do it as even as possible because you want this to cook as even as possible. And you can see right here, see that thickness I'm working with right there? So once you start turning the corner, you just want to gauge and slowly start making your cuts. Okay, now over here, start working your way back. Open it up, use it as a guide. Using this front area right here as your guide, and you're just going to open it all the way up. Small cuts, don't need to go crazy. And before you know it, you're gonna have yourself an open pork loin. There we go. Look at all that surface area. Perfect. All right, we got our onions done, cooling down. It shouldn't take long. It's only about 17 degrees outside. Simple enough. So shake that. Lightly season the inside. We can get the outside as well. Use just an all-purpose seasoning or whatever you have on hand. A little salt and pepper would work. This is salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. We have some herb boursin cheese. Cream cheese is very popular. We actually eat boursin quite often with other things. I'm just guessing, maybe about this strip right here. We're not gonna put anything on, so once we roll it up, this will be our end piece because the ingredients will push out. So let's say this piece right here. Just eyeballing it, and we're gonna spread this boursin cheese out. Just eyeballing it. That's what cooking's all about. Let's use the whole thing, why not? To that, we're just gonna add some baby spinach. Add as much or as little as you like. This stuff will kind of cook with the moisture from the pork, so you don't have to cook it ahead of time. Some roasted garlic would be good in this. You could roast it and then just add it to the onions right at the end.
We usually do mushroom and wild rice.
Like a risotto, or I've done like the boxes of rice. Yeah, there's a lot of options for sure. And we got some roasted peppers, kind of the same thing. Just place those around there, kind of like drain them off really well. Trying to eliminate as much moisture as possible. So we're just gonna get it here, and just like anything else, just do the best that you can. Just line your bacon up flat, get it close together. Pull every other one of them back, just like that, and lay your bacon and then you're going to do the exact opposite. And just be careful rolling it back over. We're going to lightly season again. Kind of like a same all-purpose. Really gives you options for glaze. If you want to do like a jalapeno apricot or something like that glaze, you can. Maybe a blueberry glaze, maybe an apple chutney style glaze. So whatever seasoning you're using, you can do barbecue seasoning too, but whatever seasoning you use, just make sure that it marries the flavor. Kind of even it up a little bit, make a fatty out of it. Oh, seam side down right in the middle. Get it real tight. You see that bacon stretching. Alrighty, we have some butcher twine. We're just gonna lay down just like that. Roughly, I don't know, 4 of them. So just kind of eyeballing it here. You can adjust it if you need to. And we're gonna set that pork log right on top of there. So we do need to adjust. Give it a quick tie. At the very last second, just a light dusting all the way around. First time I've actually ever bacon wrapped one. Typically I just do it without it, but first time for everything. Bacon wrapped meatloaf is one of our specialties, so I said why not. And there we go. Looking fantastic. All right, on the smoker it goes. We're rocking Lone Star pellet grill today. We've got a hodgepodge of pellets in there along with the wood chips. Remember, the wood chips are only for the Lone Star grills. $225 for the first hour, $250 for the next one. We'll crank it up to about $325 to crisp up the skin. Obviously, with something like this, you've got to make sure your internal temperature is correct. Looking about 142 degrees plus carryover, along with checking it in multiple spots because you have all those ingredients wrapped up. We're going to use our Chef's Temp Probe thermometer. This is the long one. Be able to keep a record of what's going on the inside. 1 hour later, we're sitting at 225. We're going to bump it up to 275. And I'm just going to rotate it. Since my fire comes from here, all right, roughly an hour later, we're rocking 118 degrees on the inside. I'm gonna crank this thing up to about 325. We're gonna flip around one more time. Oh yeah, the fat's starting to render. Now I'll move it over that hot spot. So we'll make a quick glaze. Simple enough, we have a little mayonnaise for a little consistency. About 1 part. And then we're gonna use a simple vinaigrette, the Italian style. You can do like a balsamic vinaigrette. You can do like a raspberry vinaigrette. Like I said, you know, really and truly it's a canvas. You can just do whatever you want to with it. But we just think the flavors marry together really well. So there's 1 part, 2 part. I'm shivering.
I know, it's cold.
Actually might go 3 to 1 after looking at it. I think I want to keep that lid open for a little bit longer.
What is the point of keeping the grill lid open?
Because I'm a cold and this is where the heat's coming.
Oh, you're kidding.
So this is one based. When it gets about to 140 degrees, I'm gonna baste it one more time. Alrighty, looking for that last glaze. You can see, wow, looking fantastic. Not what you thought you would see, was it? You were worried about the white. No,
Yep.
The white's just like a, man, it just acts as an oil. Of course, you're using the oil from the vinaigrette as well. Now, like always, we need to let the meat rest outside 10 minutes max. If not, it'll freeze at the 15-minute mark. All right, now for the money shot. I was gonna let it cool down just a little bit more, but we're losing light drastically along with the storm another storm's about to roll in. So here we go, all for the marbles. Cut yourself some nice portion. It should hold together fairly well, so you can go thinner or thicker, it doesn't really matter. You see the different colors of the meat. You got the dark meat of the pork, then you got the white meat of the pork. That's kind of an advantage too, best of both worlds. Obviously you can serve this with whatever you want to. We've got homemade mashed potatoes on the inside. The first bite.
Yeah, whatever's going to be the quickest.
The boursin cheese is going to act, you know, obviously moisture as well, but it's going to give it a little herby. The bacon's going to help keep it moist.
I know, I typically don't like pork loin because it's so lean and it dries out. It's just no flavor. But that's really good, babe.
Yeah. Wrapping it like that keeps the dark meat on the top of the white meat.
That's good. Let's take it inside. Time to eat. It's cold. Sit in hot chocolate.
All right, guys, there you go. Welcome to our snow day. The kids are off school for a few days, obviously, and we're going to sit down and enjoy it. We're going to do a chili. It's one of my favorite things to do, but we're going to change it up all the way. From start to finish, I'm trying something different the whole way. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share it with your friends. Peace.
It's cold. Time to go in.